Hello everybody and welcome to this very special video where I'm going to be taking this brand new 1906 Renault AK or pre-car on stage 1 of the Targa Florio. I was going to plan to do this the full circuit, which is 72 kilometers or 45 miles, but I thought that's just going to take too long and I don't think my computer would have really sort of wanted that kind of file size, so I decided to do it in 4 parts, stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. Today's video is going to be focused on stage 1, which we should complete in about 15 minutes. It's going to be fun. This is a mod that's just been released as an early access by Casual Sim Studios, and you can get access to this if you subscribe to his Patreon, which I'll put a link in the description. And this is definitely a mod you need to try. It's the oldest sort of racing or Grand Prix car in the game, and it's absolutely crazy. So without further ado, I think we're ready to go. Well, let's go. It takes a little bit of time to get to speed, but when we get to there, it's fine. Now this car can go up to about 70, 90 miles an hour if you're lucky. It just kind of depends on what circuit you're driving. It only has 3 gears though, so you won't need difficulty doing this in manual. The only thing there is on the rev counter on the right there, I can't really see where the needle is or where the appropriate time is to go up a gear, because I can't really hear it, because all I'm hearing is rumbles. And obviously that's not a developer's fault, that is simply how the car was. If you watch videos of these kind of cars, it's just noise. Now the Targa Florio races began the same year as this car was built. So I'm not just doing this for the laughs, they actually did this track. Now when it first came out, this track went around the entire island of Sicily, which is absolutely incredible. The first race that was here was an endurance race in Grand Prix cars, and they did 3 laps which took 9.5 hours, which is just crazy. This is the variation of the circuit which was used from, I believe, 1934, and eventually it went out of existence in the 1970s, where safety was quite a concern here, as a lot of drivers were, well, having accidents, and it was just too long to really manage, so it doesn't happen anymore. It's still possible to do a lap on the old circuit, but yeah, no races or any special events like that happen anymore, which is quite a shame, because this is a beautiful track. Normally I'll do this in VR, but because this is quite a long run, for all those who've used VR will know after a while having that VR headset on does start to hurt your face. And I've done this track twice before. Well, actually no, 3 times I've attempted this. Twice I've succeeded in the full circuit all in one go, and first time was in a Matro MS10, which you can see another one of my videos about actually. I did that in 38 minutes. 38 minutes it took me, and I will admit, after a while I was hoping for it to be over, although the scenery was very pretty. The second attempt was in a GT40, so you know, quite a bit of an upgrade there. And I didn't finish. I think about 20 minutes in I crashed out and I had just irreparable damage. And then the third attempt I did it in a slightly inaccurate, for the time, an Audi Quattro Group B car, and I managed to complete this, but in 39 minutes, which was quite disappointing, although I did quite enjoy it. But you will, if you do attempt this, you will find yourself hitting walls and other objects and going off in plenty of areas. This was made by Simtrax. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description. Hang on, struggling a bit. promoter in first gear. So sometimes if you get to a hill, it does do this. It's alright, it kind of just sort of, I don't know, hops itself up, which is fine. But yeah, this is the longest track available in Assetto Corsa, I believe. 72 kilometers long. It is absolutely crazy. So what we're going to do is, obviously we're going to complete stage 1 on this video, and the next video I do on this car is going to be stage 2, and then stage 3, and then stage 4. We're going to combine each time and get an overall time. I'm probably off camera, I'll attempt the full circuit with this car, but for now, just for your enjoyment, then yeah, easier on the eyes. Now the person who's made this, Casual Sim Studios, is probably the most exciting DLC I've seen for this game, up and coming. Now for me, I love Formula 1 Grand Prix, and to have cars like this at the very dawn of that era where Grand Prix racing started to become a thing is really exciting. Like, a nice cup of tea produced some 1920 Grand Prix cars, which are absolutely fantastic. They really are good mods, and but it wasn't the very start of Grand Prix racing. Now this fills in that gap very, very nicely. And he's not just doing this car, he's doing loads of others. And he's even got available one early access, a Mercedes W25 from 1934, which again you can find on his Patreon page. There will be a release for free, I believe, soon. But for now you can get early access to it, and I'm more than willing to pay a little bit of money just to get these early, because I've been waiting so long for something like this. Fantastic. Now we shouldn't have too much trouble on this track with a car like this, because it's going so slowly. If you're going in a faster car, if you haven't tried this, you don't really know what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to get this right, and it's almost impossible not to go off at some point. Maybe 20 times. I have actually saved a replay of my attempt in the Audi Quattro in this car, and if I upload it, you'll see me going off quite a few times, which, to be fair, it's a rally car, it's kind of built to withstand that kind of thing. But yeah, it wasn't pretty, but I enjoyed it, I had fun, and to be honest, I play these games to have fun. I do have a wheel and pedal setup, but it only has paddle shift, which obviously this car does not have paddle shifts. And the cool thing is, I'm not really having to brake or anything. I might have to lift off a couple of times, but I'm just cruising around second gear, it's fine. It likes it. And the cool thing about this car, I've attempted to drive this around the old Donington Park circuit and the classic Le Mans circuit, and failed twice. Now the thing is with this car, right, it's not fast, it can go about 70-90 miles an hour, but if you hit anything, the front wheels will just fall off. And not just the front, but the rears as well. If you're lucky, you can sort of click them back on, because I guess they're just sort of, in real life, just sort of bolted on as whatever. But yeah, if you hit anything, they will fall off, which I quite like. I quite like the fact that they just sort of fall off and just sort of hanging there. Sort of just, yeah, you can't just sort of knock them back in if you're lucky. But the brakes on this car are quite awful, which you would expect from a car from 1906, right? So at Donington Park, the back straight that you'll find if you've driven on that track in the game, the old track that is, you go down a hill, and where our normal braking zone is, I had to sort of add another, say, 50, maybe even 100 metres, and I still didn't slow down in time for the hairpin turn. It's quite funny. This is a lovely straight here, I love this bit. We've caned it down here, but in a car like this, not so much. But it's try third gear. I think we're going up a slight hill, so it's not really liking that. But I think the reds are probably going up about 1 revolution per second. I'm going to start braking now. You know, I love all this graffiti. I love the atmosphere of this track. I really hope someone releases a skin for this to make it look old. Not older, because this is based on the track as it was in the 60s. Yeah, it's just a fantastic track. If you haven't downloaded it, please go and download it. It's absolutely fantastic. The fact we got this in sim racing is incredible. And the fact that they used to do races here is just mad. It's just absolute madness. They used to do endurance races here, sometimes up to 20 laps of this place, in cars like this. And then eventually it kind of became just a normal sports car and rally stage, which you can understand. A rally stage is understandable. Right, I think we're about halfway. I think. I have no idea. I remember watching a video by GP Labs who did this on, I can't remember what game it was, but he said that someone quoted saying it will take about 60 laps of this circuit before you know it off by heart. For me, I don't really have the time to do 60 laps around here. That might be a fun video actually. Let's forget 24 hours of Le Mans. Let's do 60 laps of the Targa Florio. That's much more fun, right? Not sure what gear I'm in. I've lost count. Oh well, doesn't matter. We're still going. Like I said, this car can go up to about 90 miles an hour, which is crazy for the time, considering the trains at the time were probably obviously powered by steam, but we're only just starting to creep into the 100 mile an hour range. And then this thing turns up and goes just as fast. It's crazy. It really is crazy. And I also read yesterday, I never knew about this, but have you heard of the 1908 New York to Paris race? They literally raced 6 teams, 6 cars, raced from New York City to Paris. The winning team took 41 days. In cars like this, it's crazy to think. They wouldn't even do that now. Maybe not. Maybe not third gear. Okay, fine, that's fine, we're still going. Just the scenery of this track. In VR doesn't look as good, it still looks pretty, but when you're in single screen, it looks beautiful. It really does. And I can appreciate the fact that this took a long time to make. There's a lot of free roam maps out there available to download for free. And there's a lot of times where, you know, there isn't really much detail, but I tend to sort of forget about that, because you're not really here for the scenery, you're here to drive. Now again, I will say this car's in early access, so please go check them out. It's absolutely incredible to have cars like this in the same game. Alongside modern day Formula 1 cars, modern day endurance cars, 1980s rally cars. It's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this game. I really do. And I can't wait to see what else Casual Sim Studios come up with. And like I said, if you go onto his Patreon, you will find the Mercedes W25 on there, which has an amazing sound to it. I took it around on the Brooklands track and it sounds beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Again, go check it out. He's got a long list of stuff which you can have a look at. A long list of stuff that he's bringing out. And stuff that you should actually suggest and vote on as well. Got that slightly wrong. Oh well, ignore that, that's fine. I was more worried about my wheel falling off. I really hope that's not a glitch, because I kinda like it. That it will just fall off. Obviously if you hit it, it's not just gonna fall off whatever. So this is one of the hardest sections of the track in my opinion. The amount of times I've gone off on one of these corners. Because a lot of times they're just completely blind, you can't see them, and you're going along at 120 miles an hour and then boom, there's a corner with no crash barrier. Yeah, you can picture the scene in your head. Let's try third gear, come on. Come on! Well, I think it's creeping up ever so slightly, but I'm gonna have to brake here. I'm gonna have to brake quite hard. Fine, we're absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, I love this thing. This has easily become one of my favourite cars to drive in this game. Absolutely fantastic. The fact that these will eventually be released for free as well is absolutely amazing. And honestly, I'm surprised because I'll pay money for this. Right, come on, third gear, really? And that's the line. I forgot where it was. But that is stage 1 completed of the Targa Florio. Don't know how long it took, but I think that's about 15 minutes. And like I said, you need to download this. See that mountain off in the distance? Yeah, we go up that. It's absolutely amazing. And also, this car has a horn. Yes, it has a horn. Don't know if they actually had a horn, but yeah. I'll allow it. It also has some lights. Yeah, that's right. So when we do some nighttime racing, this would be perfect for it. Anyway, that was stage 1 of the Targa Florio. And honestly, I cannot wait to do stage 2 and the rest. And plenty more content with this car. It's absolutely fantastic. And other cars as well, because I hope to do more commentary style videos like this. And also races, and vintage classic seasons. Anything that floats to my head is coming to me all the time, and I really cannot wait to get this channel running, because I really hope people enjoy this content, because that's what I want to do. So put out content that people enjoy. You can just sit there on your own or with a partner and watch this stuff if you want to. You don't have to. Anyways, I'm going to say my goodbyes. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.